Carthago motorhomes, based on the Iveco Daily, are a specialty. The powerful rear-wheel drive of the Iveco Daily, with its twin wheels on the rear axle, ensures a good drive with grip on wet surfaces or even on snow-covered roads. Carthago uses the Iveco Daily chassis in the 5.6 and 6.7 ton class. Thanks to the rear-wheel drive, with twin wheels on the rear axle and the high engine power, both chassis variants have a huge advantage when it comes to having good traction with the vehicle in poor weather conditions or on inclines. The high towing capacity provided is a pleasant bonus. We are now delighted to have access to the adaptive AirPro air suspension and shock absorber system from Iveco for model year 25. In addition to a further slight improvement in the driving characteristics on the front axle, AirPro offers significant improvements in the optimization of the vehicle's driving experience and load behavior. In the technical implementation, a control unit analyzes all the influences of road conditions, crosswinds, driver activity and load in milliseconds. For you as a customer, this means that the AirPro reduces vibration by up to 25%. Lateral tilt is reduced by up to 30%, even when cornering and when fully loaded with a high center of gravity. To give you an idea of what the AirPro can do for you, we traveled to Iveco's test track in extreme weather conditions. The so-called sine wave is used to check whether a vehicle tends to sway or roll. Here you can clearly see how the AirPro prevents both. On the one hand, it prevents the damper from bouncing upwards during compression. And secondly, the entire vehicle is kept in a vertically stable position. In these pictures you can see how the AirPro and ESP systems work together. The ESP system prevents the vehicle from swerving. AirPro ensures that the vehicle remains as upright as possible. This is achieved by setting the shock absorbers on the outside to a hard position within milliseconds. As a result, the vehicle remains largely vertical and does not tip to one side. Potholes are, of course, the biggest challenge that a motorhome body has to overcome. You can clearly see that the dampers absorb these impacts and the body remains largely unaffected. Iveco calls this functionality Skyhook. Metaphorically speaking, it is as if the vehicle is suspended in the air on a hook and only the axles absorb the corresponding road unevenness. AirPro works on the front and rear axles. All four dampers are controlled individually and, as can be seen here, even on the grooved track, unevenness is evenly balanced and the vehicle is kept at a steady level overall. You have to react if there is suddenly an obstacle on the road. No problem for the AirPro. The driving characteristics are adjusted in milliseconds and you can avoid the obstacle calmly and safely without the vehicle spinning out of control. The air suspension on the rear axle helps you in everyday situations. For example, lowering or raising the vehicle at the rear. You can compensate for around 10 centimeters in order to drive more safely onto a ferry or ramp, for example. Even when there is a lot going on in the background, it is very easy for the driver to operate the AirPro. With a simple control unit, they can choose between 3 different driving modes: load, auto or soft, allowing the driver to pre-select how the damper should react. The vehicle is raised and lowered using 2 separate buttons. You can save positions so you can always return to the optimum position when disposing of grey water, for example. I think you can see how the AirPro offers you even more driving comfort and safety, even in extreme weather conditions. Try it out for yourself. At many of our dealers and also at our factory showroom in Aulendorf, we offer you the opportunity to test drive a vehicle with the AirPro. Make an appointment today so you can enjoy a Carthago motorhome in combination with the new Iveco chassis and AirPro as soon as possible.